Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to There Will Be Trivia Singles. Fun fact, a little behind the scenes stuff. I've been screwing up all tonight, so I'm actually going to let John take it over. John, how are you feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm going to be over here. Okay, yeah. So this is There Will Be Trivia. We've been doing pretty good. We just double booked today. So one of the matches that we expected to have today, we will have at a later date. Not a big deal. We are very excited about this match because we wrote this match. The other match would have been a total shit show because there have been 0 questions asked.
I'm good at coming up questions, on the top of my head, but when it comes to the strengths, not so much. The 5-pointers wouldn't have been 5-pointers.
So I could ask some 5-point Hepburn questions now. I better believe it. Anyway, without further ado, Henry, I think you know these guys better than me. Let's bring in the players today and let's ask them how they're feeling.
Absolutely. So first up, we are going to have Ethan Hubbard. So have you gotten the chance to watch any of the matches? Are you familiar with the format right now? Do you know your opponents, and are you prepared, generally speaking, for this match?
I am not prepared. I watched one match. The format seems pretty straightforward, and we're gonna get this done. We're all on the same page today.
There we go. That's what I like to hear. All right. Next up, we're gonna go to Jake.
Wait,
Jake. Haven't seen you in a while. You've been kind of just been chilling off for a little bit, doing your own personal things. You look great, by the way. So shout out you. How do you feel? We're trying. We're doing it together at the same time, different locations. How are you feeling?
I was doing really well. I was in such a good headspace, and then I got secondhand trauma from a story that you just told me about a shooting outside your house. So, a little behind the scenes intel there for all the listeners who are curious about.
If anyone wants to do any meetups, I will be coming to your house. You will not be coming to mine, just for your own safety.
Yeah, no shit.
But are you excited for this match?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. It's been a while, and I don't know. I just I enjoy this, and yeah.
There you go.
Thanks for having me on.
You're very welcome. After this match, we'll talk about your top 100 again. Oh, look at that pose, Mike. Can anyone hear you outside of your room with that perfect soundproofing proof?
Hang on one sec. No, I'm saying I don't think anybody actually heard the gunshots go off. Oh God, you got hit.
I think he actually got shot.
Oh God.
R.I.P. Gorgo.
Anyway.
How you feeling, buddy?
Feeling good. Let's do this.
All right. Short and sweet. Feeling real Malcolm-like with that one. All right. So without further ado, here are the rules to round one. All right, gentlemen. So now after we heard the rules to round one, English. Get your whiteboards up. Batman does it. Batman does do that. I was able to fend off the bullets. I was more worried about my dog. All right, so John, I'll take odds. You take evens.
sounds good to me.
All right, gentlemen, your first category is musicals. What are the names of the two gangs? Jesus, PTSD in West Side Story. Fun fact: these gangs did not visit my block. So,
what gangs you got over there in Gary? What's the presence? MS-13 maybe right there yet?
I don't know if it's good for the algorithm, so I'll just kind of not bring that up. When you're eligible for monetization, you were like, oh, let's not talk about that stuff. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna start with Ethan.
Sharks and Jets.
Sharks 2 Jets. It looks like. No, I'm just kidding. Jake.
Sharks and Jets.
And Mike.
I mixed up my plays. It's Sharks and Nails.
Hopefully, it doesn't nail you in the end. As John reads your question 2, I'll set up the whiteboard for repeats and all that stuff, which you get 3 repeats and a challenge if necessary.
I got that set up too. But your second question is going to come in the category of classics. What is the name of the epic starring Elizabeth Taylor and James Dean, which was also his last film?
Yep. Well, I was just about to say something, but I'll tell you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I would have got shot, this would have been my last match, or the one before it, actually. I'll start with Jake.
East of Eden.
And Mike.
Liz and Jim do Dallas.
That sounds personal. And Ethan.
I only know one James Dean film, Rebel Without a Cause.
That is a dirty sweep. And looking for Giant. Giant was his final film.
Okay.
Although Debbie does Dallas.
Yeah, I thought maybe that was a porn spinoff, and I was like, all right. Your third question.
Finished.
Oh, I finished. Your third question in Mike's strength, Star Trek. How many films did Leonard Nimoy direct?
To be fair, in the franchise, I don't think he directed anything outside of the franchise, did he? But
No,
to be fair,
I'm really going to make it common knowledge when if the category Star Trek, I should not have to specify. But we'll see if you guys understood the question in 5.
He directed a lot of things. Are you kidding?
Exactly. So in the category of Star Trek, though, 2.
That's why I'll just clarify.
I know. As I'm editing the one where the last time that came up. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna start with Mike. How many Nimoy directed in the Star Trek series?
Nimoy? 3.
And then Ethan
3.
and Jake.
I thought it was 2.
It is in fact 2. Search for Spock and the Voyage Home.
Hell yeah. And 3 Men and a Baby. Maybe that's what you guys were.
They added 3 Men and a Baby. See,
3 Men and a Klingon.
Yeah.
Your fourth question is going to come in the category of history. What type of animal is Maximus forced to battle in the Colosseum in Gladiator?
Would you fight Maximus? Because I can bring up an animal. Would you fight
When
Maximus?
I fight Maximus, like
In wrestling form.
Oh, just wrestling? Yeah, I'd fight him. Yeah.
There you go.
If it's just like you like Greco wrestling, I kick the guy's ass.
3.
Repeat.
Okay. John.
Yeah. What type of animal is Maximus forced to battle in the Colosseum in Gladiator? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, I think around the time, I think me and Russell Crowe are probably at the same weight. Yeah, I beat the shit out of him.
4. Jesus. 3. 2. You haven't seen LA Confidential. 1. We're gonna back over to Ethan.
Lion.
Jake.
Lion?
And Mike.
Tiger?
Rawr, it is a tiger. In testing, it was a 50-50 split for everyone. Lion and tiger. Lions and tigers and bears. If you can know that reference, comment below.
Let's go on. We gotta get out of here, buddy. We gotta get out of here. Let's go fucking run. Let's run like we're fucking lions and tigers and bears. Let's run.
Your fifth question, animated. What type of animal is the lead character Judy in Zootopia?
We can't give her last name away because that would reveal the answer.
That's, you know what I mean? That's just, you know, at that point, that's how you know I'm an S tier question writer. I just knew that.
Yeah,
where I was like, more other people were like, 5, 4. I couldn't come up with anything that wouldn't possibly give it away.
If you give her last name, it becomes a Schmodown question.
Yikes. 1. We're gonna go over to Jake.
She is a rabbit. Hop.
There still would have been more information, to be clear.
Yeah.
Mike.
She is a bunny rabbit.
Ooh, talk about more information. Can you top that, Ethan, with all that information?
Rabbit, bracket, bunny.
Boom.
You got scientific with it.
You guys are a jackrabbit of all trades.
This is your sixth question in the category of comedy. What type of event is the plot of Bad Words centered around? And just, Henry, for a future episode of TWBT, I am going to write a questions in the style of the movie Trivia Schmodown, where I talk about actors by, basically their favorite colors and their astrological signs, 15 lines of text and then a question mark.
I think we'll be going to sudden death at that point. 5, 4.
Cease and desist from
3,
PJ.
2, 1. Mike.
Spelling bee.
Ethan.
Spelling bee.
And Jake.
I didn't draw a little bee, but does it
Thank you.
still count?
It actually counts more in my heart. Your seventh category is Friday the 13th, which is Jake's strength. How many roles does Kane Hodder play in Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday?
As the horror guy here, I really liked writing these questions because it's one of my strengths too.
Yeah, when you whip these up for the doc, it was faster than when Mike watches. What was that movie again that you said in question 2? Answer or no 1?
Liz and Jim New Dallas.
Yeah, there you go. 5, 4. Very quick. 2,
2.
1. Bounce back over to Mike. Maybe I don't remember.
No, it's
all right, fine. Jake. Ethan,
Because it did me so well last time. 3.
Jake
2.
and Mike.
2.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie game. It is, in fact, 3. John, tell us what those are.
He plays Jason. He plays a guard outside of the morgue, and he plays Freddy's hand at the end of the movie.
Oh, come on.
I didn't know the guard one. That's the one that threw me.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Wow.
Bite me.
That's hilarious. Your 8th question is going to be read by John.
Your 8th question is in Black cinema. What's the full title of the very first Medea movie?
Fun fact.
He put very first in there.
Really glad. Exactly. Really glad I tested this because I had the wrong answer initially, and I'll tell you why when we get to it in a second.
Yeah, it's like if you just put first, there'd have been confusion, but very first, no confusion.
You know what I mean? Like, just no blank boards. 5, 4. Jake's like, you want to bet? 3. That blank stare. 2, 1. The reason that I had the wrong answer is because it was the first Tyler Perry directed one. Was the one after this? Jake, what's your answer though?
I guess the Medea movie.
That's a guess. Mike.
Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
And
Oh, fuck.
I went Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
it is Diary of the Mad Black Woman, and in fact, Tyler Perry's directorial date for this series is Family Reunion. So I had Family Reunion initially, and that's why I screwed that up. Your final question, because unfortunately no perfect rounds, is in Ethan's strength of Mel Brooks. What is Mel Brooks' directorial debut? This one was a fun testing one. I don't think you were there.
I was not there. No.
It was
I read the document though.
You did read the
I
document.
did. Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't accidentally send this in the private chat. 5 to these guys. 4, 3, 2, 1. Starting with Mike. I'll always forget.
Passion of the Christ.
It would have been that would have been a fantastic. It's essentially history of the world.
Ethan.
I know.
I think he misheard the question. I think Mike misheard the question. And Jake.
I'll split the producers.
I think you heard Mel Gibson. We were looking for Mel Brooks.
Oh, I did hear Mel Gibson.
Damn it!
All right.
I thought it was a joke answer.
Wait, were we right?
Mel directed that movie
misheard the
too.
question. I totally misheard the question.
It's funny because we have Mel Brooks and Mel Gibson on the wheel, so his mind was like, "Oh, Mel Brooks."
I think that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
So with that said, Ethan takes a 6-point lead. Jake and Mike are tied. Behind the scenes, Ethan.
I have 6, 5, 4.
Who's got 4? Mike.
Mike has 4, and Jake has 5, and Ethan has 6.
I have 4.
Yeah.
All right.
It's good. So it's a good. There's no ties.
Maybe I gave him the point there because I was laughing so hard. Maybe I screwed
You'd
up.
watch it. All of us would watch it.
Yeah,
Well,
I would.
Before we
I
watch
wanted
that
Lethal
movie,
Weapon with Harvey Korman.
I got to figure out who Mel Brooks would guess as Jesus. That'd be pretty cool.
Himself.
No, you bring
Carrie
Bill
Ells.
Pullman. You bring Bill Pullman back. Done.
before we get into more conversation about this, let's go ahead and read the rules of round 2. All right, we're going to start with Mike. Mike, your first spin. Are you ready, young man?
Hit me.
Mel Brooks or Mel Gibson, depending on who you're asking.
You know what? Redemption time. I'm gonna take it.
Boom! Boom goes the dynamite. Let's go.
Your first question in the category of Mel Brooks. What song did Frankenstein and the monster sing together in Young Frankenstein?
Putting on the Ritz.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. High Anxiety spoofs the films of what classic director?
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice answers are A. Howard Hawks, B. John Ford, C. Alfred Hitchcock, or D. Frank Capra.
Alfred Hitchcock?
That is correct for a point. Your third question. In Robin Hood, Men in Tights, what does Blinken say happened to Robin's cat?
Choked on the goldfish.
That is correct for 2 points.
I was literally about to say we might need specific depending on it, but you're like, no, we're just gonna
The
get
exact
exact.
answer.
There you go.
And your final question in Mel Brooks. What year was Blazing Saddles released?
Oh, shit. Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice answers are A, 1974, B, 1976, C, 1977, or D, 1981.
1981.
That is incorrect. Chance for a 1-point steal. Question. The answers again are A, 1974, B, 1976, C, 1977, or D, 1981.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Ethan
1974.
and Jake.
74.
Both correct for a 1-point steal.
And I saw that, Ethan. I appreciate that. I saw your board wasn't moving anywhere, but yeah, no, I saw it was all good. But I do appreciate that. All right, so with that said, Mike had himself a pretty good round, so let's jump over to Jake's spin. Oh, since you spun it already, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. There was a little delay in the action. Oh, Mike's choice, man. He wished upon Mel Gibson, and Jesus came for his to have his back. So what is going to be is, Mike, you were going to decide Jake's fate. So you can choose between Mel Gibson directed, movies inspired by classics, high school reading list, your strength of Star Trek, or his strength of Friday the 13th.
You know what? Let's throw Star Trek at him.
All right, we're going to go Star Trek for Jake right now. All right, I will read this to Jake, as he clearly seems thrilled. What, you're telling me you didn't watch Star Trek on vacation?
No, I did not. I watched one recently, so maybe this will be the one that
There you
pays
go.
off for me.
Well, let's find out. Your first question, remember, multiple choice. Who directed Star Trek Beyond? You don't have to write, but yeah, if you need to for notes, you can.
Justin Lin.
And that is correct for 2 points. Is that the one you saw, or you just happen to know a little bit of data?
I just happen to know that.
Your second question. Who makes appearances in Generations and Nemesis as Guinan?
Multiple choice.
All right, is it A, Oprah Winfrey, B, Whoopi Goldberg, C, Whitney Houston, or D, Janet Jackson?
It's Whoopi Goldberg.
For 1 point.
It's pronounced Guinan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Guinan sounds like something my doctor is giving me
OBGYN?
bad news. Yeah. Jake, your third question. Why is Kirk imprisoned in undiscovered country?
Because he is framed for attacking a Klingon ship, I believe.
What do you think, John?
I don't know enough about this to say if that's right or
I'm
wrong.
talking about by reading the answer. Do you
Because
feel
there's
like
an invisible ship that, like, they don't know that ships can be invisible and fire at the same time, and it's a whole fucking thing. I saw this movie recently. I remember. He goes like, he's insistent that he didn't do it, and it's a whole thing. Christopher Plummer. This is the one that I saw.
All right, John, what do you think?
I don't
You're reading
I'm
what's
reading,
written down.
yeah, the answer that you have here, I imagine could be a corollary of what he's saying easily, but I don't
All right,
know.
so what we're going to do is we're going to accept the answer, and if anyone wants to challenge, you are more than welcome to. Fair?
I thought it was tax evasion.
Mike, any challenges?
What's the doc say?
Assassinate. Sorry.
Well, okay, I guess you go ahead and tell them, and then we'll just have to come up with a new question if there's a challenge.
Assassinating the Klingon High Counselor, which if he's on that ship, I mean, it makes sense, but
Oh, yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay. So moving into Jake's final question. Speaking of release dates, what year saw the release of the motion picture?
1979.
Jake,
That's a good year.
I think you were talking to yourself earlier when you said nerd when we announced the strengths. Very correct for 2 points. So now we are going to jump over to Ethan for his spin.
Boy, I hope I get Mel Gibson.
All right, Ethan, your spin. High school reading lists.
All right. Hope it's Canterbury Tales.
Well, you can respin, so.
I don't know what I like more than that. Yeah, let's respin it. There's nothing worse than that.
I guess you're showing your hand a little bit. Oh, look, you get another respin. We're now. Hey, there's that first one that we needed because we needed that one. The mystery category, which is announced. So mystery category. So as stated earlier, since you spun the mystery category on a respin, it'll be a regular 2-point, 1-point scenario, and the mystery category is.
I guess I'm reading it. These are non-franchise Arnie and Sly movies.
No, I want to read.
Okay. Oh, you can read it. You can read it.
Thank you. Jesus, just steal my thunder, man. Well, all right. So, just an update. Jake is in the lead, 13. Mike has 9. Ethan at 7. So, Ethan, your first question in non-franchise Arnie and Sly. Who plays the younger birth mother of Arnie and DeVito at the time of their birth in Twins? And Ethan, Ethan, thank you.
Multiple choice on this one.
All right. Is it A, Heather Graham, B, Kim Cattrall, C, Madonna, or D, Denise Richards?
Kim Cattrall.
That is incorrect. I'm going to repeat the options, give you about 5 seconds. Is it A, Heather Graham, B, Kim Cattrall, C, Madonna, or D, Denise Richards? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll start with Jake.
I don't know how she would have those twins since she's like a virgin.
And Mike?
Heather Graham.
It is Heather Graham.
Fuck. Wow, she's much. I thought she would have been so young.
Yo, very.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was artificial. It's weird, but awesome. Ethan, your second question.
Yeah.
Stallone co-stars alongside what actress/singer in Rhinestone?
Dolly Parton.
For a big 2 points. Your third question. What is the name of the action figure Jamie wants for Christmas in Jingle All the Way?
Turbo Man.
That inflection was something. I appreciate that. Your final one with a chance to tie Jake on 2 points here. In what movie does Stallone co-star with John Lithgow and Michael Rooker?
I'm going to go multiple choice.
All right. Is it A, Over the Top, B, Assassins, C, Oscar, or D, Cliffhanger?
B, Assassins.
That is incorrect. Chance for a steal. Is it A, Over the Top, B, Assassins, C, Oscar, or D, Cliffhanger? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Mike.
Cliffhanger.
And Jake.
Cliffhanger, baby.
It is, in fact, Cliffhanger. So with that said, at the end of round 2, Jake has a lead 14, and Ethan and Mike are tied at 11. So before we go into the questions, here are the rules of round 3. All right, so with that said, we're going to start off with Ethan for his 2-point question in Mel Brooks. John, take it away.
Ethan, your 2-point question. What is the only year to see 2 Mel Brooks films released in the same year?
And Ethan, if you can just, yeah.
1974.
2 points, that is correct.
Okay.
It's a call back to before.
Didn't fall for the bait of like, oh, maybe it's not that.
So we'll go to Mike for his 2-point question now.
All right, Mike, your 2-pointer in Star Trek. Who plays Spock's mother, Amanda Grayson, in Star Trek 09?
Winona Ryder.
No hesitation, 2 points.
So we'll go back to Ethan for his 3-pointer and Mel Brooks. If he does this, he'll take the lead, and it will force Jake to answer a few questions. Your 3-pointer and Mel Brooks, Ethan. In History of the World Part 1, what historical figure does Josephus greet by saying, "Hey, motherfucker"?
Repeat.
All right. In History of the World Part 1, what historical figure does Josephus grant by saying, "Hey, motherfucker"?
The Judas?
Unfortunately, that's incorrect. Looking for Oedipus, the most historical motherfucker of all time.
All right, so with that,
We'll ask Mike.
That's great writing, by the way. Thank you.
Will give. Hey, look at Will. Got a compliment. That doesn't happen very often.
Things are turning around for Will Cohen. You heard it here today.
You just had to yell him a little bit. We're gonna bounce over.
If we just give Will Jewish adjacent questions, he's gonna just kill it all season.
Or Utah specific. We're gonna bounce back over to Mike because he still has his 3-pointer. Mike. Star Trek 09 features the Kobayashi Maru test. What other film in the franchise also features this test?
Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
That is correct for 3 points, and officially taking you out of TKO contention for Jake. And then we're going to bounce over to Ethan for his 5-pointer to take the lead and also avoid a TKO.
Okay. Your 5-pointer in Mel Brooks, Ethan. In Robin Hood Men in Tights, while Prince John seeks out her mystical assistance throughout the film, what is Latrine's actual job in the castle?
She's a janitor. She cleans the toilets.
That is incorrect. That's her family's profession. She's the cook.
That.
All right. So with that said, unfortunately, Ethan is done. Oh yeah, Ethan is done. So Jake will be awarded a TKO for that, and now him and Mike will be fighting for first and second. We're gonna bounce over to Jake's 2-pointer to tie Mike.
All right, Jake, your 2-pointer in Friday the 13th. Who is the only director to have directed multiple Friday the 13th films?
Five.
Can I give a last name?
Full names. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat.
1. Repeat.
Your second repeat. Who is the only director to have directed multiple Friday the 13th films?
Oh, it's so one of two guys, and I can't pull either of their names.
5, 4, 3.
Cunningham.
1.
Who is it?
You pulled the wrong one. It's Steve Miner.
Steve
directed
Miner.
part- he directed
Okay,
part
right.
2 and
He
part
did
3.
2 and 4, right?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Okay.
All right, so we're going to stick with Jake, and if he hits his 3-pointer, he will take the lead and force Mike to hit his 5.
Your 3-pointer. What specific job does Annie say she has at Camp Crystal Lake in the original Friday the 13th?
You say she's the babysitter?
4.
That is incorrect. Will and I both wrote questions where the answer was cook. She's the cook.
God damn it.
And your 5-pointer.
So once again, take the lead.
Send it back over to Mike. What magazine is Debbie reading when she gets killed in Friday the 13th 3D?
Just a reminder, you have 1 repeat or time extension remaining. And we will need an answer or one of those in 5, 4, 3.
Okay, repeat.
What magazine is Debbie reading when she gets killed in Friday the 13th 3D?
Is it Playgirl?
And
your winner, Mike Shea.
the answer we were looking for was Fangoria. She's reading specifically an article on Tom Savini and his makeup prowess, but it's Fangoria magazine.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
All right, so with that said, we're going to bounce over to competitors one at a time, starting with Mike. Mike, how you feeling?
Honestly, a little shocked. I had a crappy showing in the first round with a really embarrassing moment, so I'm a little I'm a little perplexed to be here right now.
Yeah,
Actually, we just made history. We made history with this match. You got first place. You got 2 points. Jake got second place at 1 point, but he actually gets a TKO. So you guys came in first and second place and earned the same number of points in the league.
Yeah, that is actually the first time where second place has got a TKO, but did not coming first. We've had 2 TKOs, but never just one from second place. So, but going on to that, Star Trek, clearly a strength for a reason. Obviously, you're glad you picked it, and you on paper made a good decision giving Jake Star Trek. He did pretty good, but it's one of those things where clearly you knew you could save it for later, and you could probably afford to give away those points, by giving someone your strength. Are you happy you stuck with that decision?
I mean, ultimately, yeah, because I won. There was kind of that hope that maybe he wouldn't be as big a fan, then it would be an easy steal for me.
Yeah.
That didn't come to pass, but that just meant I had to make sure I really knew what the hell I was talking about in round number 3.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So obviously you got some points there going into that, so it's going to be interesting to see how you match up in the next set of matches. But I'm excited to see you. And are you excited to play another one?
Yes, like soon, please.
That is fun fact for everyone who comes first, second, or third. Our turnaround is a lot shorter than most, just because that's why you cap it at 36. You don't allow other people in, but you allow the people within to play. So we will be seeing you really soon. Congratulations on your win, and see you in your next match. All right. Unfortunately, John had to leave, but Jake, so you had yourself a very up and down match. I guess my glaring question is Friday the 13th as much of a strength as you thought, or is it one of those things that just because you were coming off vacation, you didn't get to study the way that you possibly would have, or is it one of those things where you're like, hey, I like those movies, and I just, let's see what happens?
Yeah, I feel like with a Friday the 13th, like there's sort of like I should have got Stephen Miner, but for me, it's like there's like 13 or 14 of those movies. I guess I should know that probably going in. I guess depending on if you count Freddy versus Jason. And I kind of expected the questions to be like, which one does this happen in? Because like that I'm all peachy on. But I wouldn't have expected that Fangoria would be in 1982, but it's a detail that it does sound vaguely familiar. It's kind of an interesting detail. So it's a good question. It's fair game. It's just, man, got fucked on that.
Absolutely. So now going into your next set of match, kind of what we're talking about with Mike, you had a TKO with the second place finisher. You have 2 points. Honestly, there's a chance that you could even just rematch Mike in the next set of matches. So what are your thoughts going in the next set of matches? Are you going to maybe approach it a little bit differently? Obviously, you're not going to be on vacation, so your mindset will be a little more fresh. But overall, what are your thoughts going into your next potential match?
Yeah, I'm going to do a bit more studying and I picked movies that I like so that I could enjoy watching them. Absolutely. So that was my whole strategy there.
There you go. All right. Well, as I said, Mike, go ahead.
Thanks so much for having me on, Henry. You look like a Wolverine for the millennials right now. So it's a good look for you.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'll tell you something that you look like privately, but we'll keep it PG for now. It's handsome. It's definitely something handsome. There you go. Let's go ahead and talk to our next opponent. All right, Ethan. So, this is one of those things. Starting off, the first thing you've ever done with me. So it's always fresh in that regard. But overall speaking, how do you reflect on your performance in today's match? Rounds 1, 2, and 3, and generally speaking, what are your thought process going into the next set of matches?
There's really one word to describe this. It's motherfucker. It's you get hit with it, and it was actually, so you can tell Will that's a fantastically written question.
Hell yeah.
I beefed on it. You know what's bad too is Latrine. She's stirring the food at the end of the movie, or she's stirring the food while she's in the thing talking about being a cook and stuff. And for some reason, I'm like, toilet stuck in my head. When they move the castle, Achu's still sitting on, or Blinken is still sitting on the toilet. There's just a lot of Mel Brooks has a lot of potty humor in his stuff.
Yeah.
That's honestly, in any trivia that I've played, that was my strongest round one. So I felt pretty good going into round two. I wasn't mad about round two. I was kind of happy that was the that was the mystery slice on there. Just upset with myself I didn't pull the Heather Graham. I was thinking same thing that Jake was thinking. She's got to be too young to be in that. And then what's bad is it's been probably 15 years since I've seen Cliffhanger, so just didn't have it. But overall I felt good. This is probably my strongest match I've played in any league, and I really appreciate you having me. I like the setup.
Absolutely. So I already know off the bat, out of all the 0 point placers going into the next set of matches, you definitely had one of the stronger performances, if not the strongest performance going in. So regardless of who you're going to play, not saying they're going to be easy by any stretch of imagination, but it's going to be one of those where it's like you arguably might be the favorite going in. So I'm definitely excited to see how you're going to come back from this, and I'm excited to see what shows up next. So it was a pleasure meeting you, and can't wait to see you in the next set of matches.
Thank you, sir. Have a great one.
There you go. All right, so with that said, obviously, like I said, John had to dip out, so my name is Henry Confidential. If you made this far in the video, please like and subscribe the video as well as the channel. Make sure you check out everything else we have on the channel. We have on Mondays, There Will Be Horror with myself and John Marr. You have on Wednesdays, Let's Rank Stuff with myself and Awesome Pez Howell. And then randomly throughout the night, we have some There Will Be Trivia Opens, which is a 3-on-3 format, bar trivia, but specifically movie trivia, just hanging out, having some fun. No rankings, none of that stuff, but a lot of fun. And then we also just had some random stuff on the channel. So with that said, my name is Henry Confidential. Thank you very much for watching this video. Go ahead and check out another video on the channel, and we'll see you guys on the next one.